Okay, so page 3. The height of a water tank is 13 feet. If the radius of the base of the tank is 4.5 feet, find the volume of the water tank. Round answer to the nearest tenth. So you really don't have to draw a picture, but you can. So here's a tank, pretend. And so they tell you that the height is 13 feet and the radius of the base, which is, like that. That's not the base, it's the top, but that's okay. It's the same circle, right? Is 4.5. So it's like a soup can, and you're trying to find how much volume that soup can holds. But this is a water tank. Okay. So they give us the formula, and right there, that's enough. So you don't need the picture really, because you can just go by the formula. The formula says V equals pi r squared times h. So pi, most calculators have a pi button you can use. And then the radius is going to be 4.5. And we're going to square it. And the height is 13. Now, I just went to a calculator. I put all this in the calculator. This was a calculator thing. And I got the volume to be rounded to the nearest tenth. I think it was like 82. Oops. Oh, so I know what it was. It wound up being 827.0. Now, I'm going to come back to that. And that's in cubic feet. You could write it this way. That's cubic feet. That's one way you could have put the answer. Now it kind of depended on what you used for pi. I believe that's the answer you get if you use the pi button, but a lot of people just have learned to use 3.14, and then you get 826.6. You could have written CUFT. That's another abbreviation for cubic feet. So you had to have something like one of those two answers, okay, or close to it. Since we're going to the nearest tenth, you shouldn't have had more decimal places than one past the decimal, okay? So that's that answer, kind of a long answer there. All right, so this is one of our literal equations, and we have this equation, we want to solve for n. There are several ways to do this problem correctly. I'm going to show you the way that I did it, and you might have done it differently. I'll give you two answers, although you may have had a different answer that would have worked as well. Okay, so I'm going to distribute the F in. That's how I did it anyway. You didn't have to do it this way. This, like I said, this was just one way to do it. Because we're solving for n, we want to get this term on the other side and that term on the other side. So you're going to have m minus a, you're going to subtract the a, and you're going to add the 3f. And that will equal fn. And then you can just divide both sides by f. It's all of that divided by f. And so for my answer, my first answer, I put n equals m minus a plus 3f over f. And I just left it that way. I thought that was fine. But you might have done it a different way. You can see how, like if you separated the 3f over f, those would cancel. So you could get n equals m, that's capital M, minus a over f plus 3. That was an acceptable answer too. There are variations because addition's commutative, so you could have had the terms switched around and stuff, but one of those answers, and I looked at your work to see what you did, so you could have had something else, but probably one of those was the way you went. Solve the quadratic equation by factoring. If you do exactly what it says to do, it's going to be easier for you. If you don't know how to factor, that's a skill that we really need to work on. Okay, so maybe email me and we can set something up, or task can help you with the tutoring or the factoring, sorry. Okay, you're looking for two numbers that multiply to be negative 21 and add to be negative 4. And that's going to be a negative 7 and a positive 3. So when you factor those, I don't want to add them, but those are the two. No, they're gone. So minus 7 and plus 3. If you multiply that out with FOIL, you're going to get x squared, a negative 7x, positive 3x. That makes the negative 4x. And then you're going to get a negative 21. Okay. Normally I don't put all the arches above, but I was leaving room underneath. Okay, now those are your factors, however you get it factored. Now, because of the ZPP, the zero product principle, you can say either x minus 7 equals 0 or x plus 3 equals 0. Using what you know about algebra, you get x equals 7 here, and you get x equals negative 3 here. So you could have written it like this, or you could have put x equals 7 comma negative 3 or something like that, or just 7 and negative 3 and done it that way. Okay. I don't know why my pen went all crazy there. Okay. So solve the quadratic equation by using the square root principle. This is going to be so much easier because it's all set up for that. So you have x minus 5 squared equals 14. You're going to take the square root of both sides. Don't forget to put the plus or minus. And so you get x minus 5 equals plus or minus the square root of 14. Now, you're almost done. You're solving for x, so you need that 5 to be right in there. A lot of people put it at the end. Please don't do that. I show you in the videos to put the radical at the end. It's in the videos, okay? So follow the videos and it'll be better for you. Okay, so you do this by adding 5. And so you're going to get 5 plus or minus the square root of 14. Now, you could have written them separately. And I didn't really care which order they were in. I think my lab has you write them separately. I didn't really care. If you had the plus or minus, I was okay with that. All right. Is that it for that page? Yep.